So this bottom drawer is packed because this is all the stuff that I originally had pulled out and was going to buy separately without buying the box. And then when the price was high enough on just this, it was like, well, I'll just buy the whole box. So this is a General Tools steel protractor number 17 with its little holder. Reversible tap wrench, ratcheting tap wrench that does not ratchet. Oh, it's got some, yeah, it's got some issues. Something lathes, post set. That's not even what's in here. This looks like a bunch of boring bars. I wonder if this is the box for... I wonder if that's the box for this. No, it's not for that stair piece, even though it does say lathes there. You can see right there it says the remnants of Roebuck and Company. So this was Sears and Roebuck and Company, catalog number 2189. Googling that doesn't show what this box is for. Let's see, this is a, I think it's a key seat cutter. Urgh. Yep, Woodruff cutter. Not even going to bother taking it out of the thing to look at it. This is a nice set of dividers that I think are Pexto. Yeah, these are Pexto number 9s. These are nice. Hey, another Moore and Wright square. So we got the makings of a set. I'm sure this one that was in the top, I probably just didn't see it the first time around. Yeah, because I would have definitely put this in the original pile. So I get a pair of Moore and Wright squares. Make that possibly a 3-piece set. Got it. All right, nice 3-piece Moore and Wright square set. Moore and Wright makes nice stuff, or made nice stuff. This is a Chinesium indicator, drop indicator, but it actually works perfectly fine. A couple of more screw jacks. But unlike a lot of the other ones I've had, what these are, these are Simplex. They're marked Simplex and Chicago. So these are a different kettle of fish. These are worth a little bit more. I've never been able to figure out whether or not these are supposed to be salesman samples of the large Simplex house screw jacks that you see, or whether or not these are actually something that they sold for machinists. But I do know that they tend to trade for more money because of the fact that they're Simplex. Looks like I'm not the only one who can't decide on whether or not these are salesman samples or not, because I see these listed on eBay as miniature Simplex jacks, salesman sample, and also machinist screw jack. And they average about 25 bucks a piece. Paint's a little rough on these, so maybe these would be a little less. I'll probably keep them as a pair, because size-wise, they're a perfect pair. It's the just the fact that the colors are different. I thought this was a rod for a surface gauge because I thought that was the scribing cutter on the end, but that's just the C-clip and a groove, and then there's another groove on the other end identical to it, so that's not what that is. Also, you know, it was kind of weird. Why would there be holes in it like this if it was a surface gauge rod? So I don't know what that is. We may never know. This is one of those RPM speed indicators. It's missing the little rubber stop that goes in there. The way these work is you actually you engage this with the whatever you are trying to measure the RPM of, and then you wait for the dial to come around, and when these 2 points line up, you start a stopwatch, and then when this goes around, they think 1 full revolution, you stop the stopwatch, you look how many seconds it ran, and you look, and there's a calculation you can do. It's a pretty little crude, rudimentary little thing that actually, you know, because of the simplicity of design, they don't break. It's got that going for it. Well, nice back button indicator. I think it's a 196 or a 198. Works perfect. Got a snug with it. Cool. Is this a wiggler? Yep, and it's complete. Complete with mold. Number 423 set. Oh yeah, cool. I'm gonna clean that up. This is a miniature scale set, complete. Stair it. These little tiny scales. And then if you need to reach down into an area that's hard to get to or whatever, you've got this little handle. The handle is almost identical to the handle like they use for radius gauges. This has got some kind of sticky stuff on it. We'll just clean that up and it'll be a nice piece. Well, that's a good way to get cut. Some more punches. Circle cutter. Oh, look at that. Guess at one point there was a V-block in here. That looks like a nice Stair or Brown and Sharp one. This is an Eclipse brand, made in England tap wrench. Here's a little Stair hole gauge, a loaner. Look at that. Nice score right there. You guys know what that is? That is, I bet you that's going to be a Stair 91 AA tap wrench. A little bit of light surface rust on it, but that's a nice score right there. I'm sorry, that's a Stair 174. But it is a little itty bitty sucker. Well, the wiggler set looks complete. So, back at the beginning I thought maybe we'd find more pieces of this. Apparently I was mistaken. Just like there's no blade or any other components for this head. And this head is marked hardened. And that is all. And then there's these little suckers. I wonder what these are. Anybody recognize these things? Oh, there is a marking on it. Let's see what this says. Well, that was easy. Stair number 111s. Well, let's see what they are. Because that's a new one on me. That's when I thought I knew every Stair tool. I should have qualified that statement by saying just when I thought I knew all of the Stair machinist tools there are, because these are not machinist tools. These are Stair number 111 stair gauges. So, if I had to venture a guess, I would say that these are designed to clamp onto a framing square, and they are stops for cutting the mouth out on stringers. It's been a while since I did framing carpentry. A long time. But I believe the term is stringer, and that when you cut out the notch for the rise and the tread, the riser and the tread on the stairs, you have to set the framing square specifically, and I think that's what this is for. All right, so this is the back of my cellar stairs, and those doohickeys right there at an angle are the stringers, and you can see there is a notch cut out in each one that the stair tread sits on, and then of course this is an open riser staircase because it's just basement stairs. And a framing square, for those of you who don't know, is that big letter L that you see carpenters use. Oh, by the way, these sell on eBay for like 30 bucks for the pair. So that's another nice little find there. Nice little surprise. All right. Here's another example of the kind of deals you get at the end of the year. This is the last time a lot of these dealers will be setting up for the whole year until winter's over. So they're looking to unload stuff, and these jack stands right here. You know, I had been thinking about picking up another pair of them because the ones I had were so cheesy. These say Pro Series on them, but they're probably still made in China, cheapies. Well, maybe, yeah, made in China right there. Torin jacks, 6-ton, big red. So I saw these earlier on, and I bought some other stuff off of this guy, and
Then I came back later and they were still sitting there, and I think he wanted 20 bucks, or yeah, I think he wanted 20 for them or something like that. I ended up talking him down to 10 because he had no other takers on him. And I pointed out that this safety wedge is missing for this one. So, you know, if you like living dangerously, you can just use them like this. But what you're supposed to do is, once you get them ratcheted into position, in order to make sure that they can't accidentally have this handle get bumped and unlocked and fall down on you, you're supposed to slide this wedge in like this, and that's it. And now this can't pop up. But that's pretty simple enough to make, so at some point I'll make a project of it. I'll make myself a wedge for this, and nice. So 10 bucks for the pair. Same vendor I got these jack stands off of. He had this Husqvarna chainsaw sitting there with no bar and chain on it, which, you know, that's never a good sign. It's a 235 E Series X torque, so it's newer than my other Husky saws. And he didn't know really anything about it, so I ended up getting this thing for 20 bucks. It was either 20 or 25, I don't remember exactly. So I was thinking, hey, for that kind of money, I'll take a chance on it. It's modern enough looking. It's even got a primer bulb on the side here. So I thought, oh, okay, take a chance on it, right? And then it's got this easy adjust deal here. I don't remember exactly how these work. I don't know if that's broken or not. Anyways, not going to worry about it. But the funny thing is, it starts, but it only runs that little bit, leans out, and it dies. More than likely, we've got bad fuel lines or problem with the diaphragm in the carburetor, something along that line. But the point is, it's got compression, and it might just be a runner after all this. And then a guy that I buy from a lot, he was there, and he does a lot of chainsaw repairs and stuff. And I showed him this earlier on, and then when I came walking by later, he was getting ready to leave, and he says, hey, I got something for you. And he gave me a bar, and he said, that should fit that saw you picked up. So I was grateful to him. He gave me a free bar I can try on this thing.
Surprise. All right, so that's going to bring this one to a wrap. I hope you guys enjoyed this Flea Market Finds episode. If so, please hit the like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, please tell your friends and consider subscribing. Take care.